That song sucked, dude. What the heck was that song? Give me something good. Give me something juicy. Come on. What up, Dillo? What up, everybody? How are we doing today, dude? Welcome to the Chef Buggrub show, dude. Welcome to In the Hot Tub with Chef Buggrub, guys. We got a great podcast for you guys tonight. Where's my cheese? Dude, the cheese is not real, man. Don't believe that. Come on, dude. What is this? We got a song. We have a song. Hot tub interview. Oh, the hot tub interview song.
Chef was a hot tub sitting man on a mission. He's got the plan, the script in his hand. I've been by his side, see the water shine. It's fun in the sun. Got a beer in his hand, listens to what's said. Oh yeah. A perfect place to meet here on the beach. So jump inside, the water's warm this time. Sit back, recline, hot tub's fine. Let Chef pick listens to what's said. This hot tub is the best I've handled chat. What do you think about that? The questions are hard, no cue cards off the top of the head, no lines of red. Getting all the scoops and flip-flop boots, no laces or strings attached. Chef can't be matched. Oh yeah, an interview is in store. Chef can give you more. Chef was a hot tub sitting man on a mission. He's got the plan, the script in his hand. I've been by his side, see the water shine. It's fun in the sun. Got a beer in his hand, listens to what's said. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. Man on a mission, he's got the plan, the script in his hand. I've been by his side, see the water shine. It's fun in the sun. Got a beer in his hand, listens to what's said.
Breaking news at this hour. There are injuries reported after a UPS
the
plane
worst October cuts in 22 years.
International Airport CBS News Senior Transportation Correspondent Chris Van Cleve is following this.
Jefferson.
Every channel's just a war in your mind. Plastic smiles with the boring lies, yeah. Paper anchors tell the same old dream. Every word rehearsed tragedies and memes. Billboards whisper through the static calm. Silver tongues where the truth should come from, yeah. Monotone faces on the evening screen. Selling fear in a messed up scheme. Broadcast in color. Sort of like broadcast in color. We're part of the night. Broadcast in color. What is it like? Broadcast in color. Buggrub to the high. Agendas and no disguise. Just a cartoon man with open eyes. Yeah, yeah. Broadcast in color. Flying through the crowds to be on time. Sights and sounds of you sitting on my mind. Trying to find a way back to you. Tonight I know what I have to do. Flip the dial and the frame expands. Yeah, cartoon world drawn by my hands. I'm talking mouse and a Russian guy. A science shirt fitting me alright. Through the static, a melody calls. I'm breaking patterns. And I'm breaking walls. Broadcast in color. Broadcast in color. Broadcast in color. What is it like? Broadcast in color. Buggrub to the high. No agendas and no disguise. Just a cartoon man with open eyes. Yeah, yeah. Buggrub's in color. What do you got for me, Chef? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Chef Buggrub Show, the most interactive live cartoon on the internet, guys. We're here to bring you dread, joy, and everything in between. We got podcasts, we got gaming, we got a talk show. You can call into the show if you want, and we're here to I forget what I was gonna say. Damn it. Broadcasting in color.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to In the Hot Tub with Chef Buggrub, guys, the most interactive cartoon podcast that takes place on my hot tub on Jeffrey Epstein's island that I am now the proud owner of. Okay, this is not the same island. This is new ownership. This is a new island. This is a new island. Do not give me shit about it. Okay, I bought the island, got it for a good deal. This is now Grubstein's island. All right, and the hot tub is bumping, dude. The water is flowing. And we've got a very special guest in tonight's hot tub, guys. I'm very excited for tonight. How's everybody doing, though? I hope everybody's doing good. Bjorn Gardson, Midnight in the Mountains, is in the chat, guys. Make sure he's our guest for tonight. I kind of just blew the cover on that one. Make sure you guys go drop him a follow over on Rumble if you're on the Rumble side. He's the pinned comment. But without further ado, hold on. How do I undo this? All right, there we go. Without further ado, let me pull him from under the depths of the hot tub. Please welcome Midnight in the Mountains with a pig.
With a pig, brother. What's going on,
with a
dude?
pig.
This is Meatloaf.
Dude, this is the first pig that's been in the hot tub. What the fuck?
Right? First pig in the hot tub, bro. I was told to do two things. Bring the pig in the hot tub and ask you about the body that's at the bottom of the hot tub.
Wait. Who's talking about the body in the hot tub? That's what I need to know.
that would be your boy Lone.
Yeah. All right. So there is a dead body. Dude, he's decomposed enough. He's decomposed enough. All right. It's fine. It's mostly just like little particle bits. You know what I mean? That are just floating around, and then sometimes the vultures come and pick them up. Is Timmy still at the bottom of the hot tub? Timmy hasn't. No, he's actually not, dude. I don't know where the dorks went, dude. The dorks left the hot tub, bro. The dorks left the hot tub. So how you doing, Midnight? Thank you for coming in my hot tub, dude. I hope the Grublita Express was a very great traveling plane for you, and I hope you enjoying Grubstein Island.
I mean, absolutely. The beach is fine. The sand is nice. The women on the plane, we won't talk about age. They were just great too, man.
Yeah, they were just fantastic. They're all imported. They're all imported. Yeah, they're all imported, dude.
It's okay over there. It's okay over there.
Well, I didn't say where they're imported from. I just said they're imported. So how you doing, man? Appreciate you being here for this interview. Welcome to the hot tub. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself? But hold on just 1 second here. I got to turn the jets down. The jets are just a little too loud for my liking, and I don't like that. So I gotta, hold on. Yeah, guys, this is definitely real sound effects that I'm using, just so you know. Okay, as you were saying, please. Midnight in the Mountains, everybody. Tell us about yourself.
Midnight in the Mountains. I am here in the northeast part of the country in the United States. I do like 3 little things here on Rumble. My home is Rumble. I mean, for a plethora of reasons, to be honest with you. One is I get to be who the fuck I am. You know what I mean? I don't have to watch my language. I don't have to watch how I talk. I don't have to watch about the topics that I talk about. Nonetheless, over time, if you do come and watch and chill with us in the morning coffee show that starts from 6 to 8 a.m. almost every single day, you learn that I'm a family man. I got 2 kids. I got a big family at this point in any sense of the matter. And I'm a joy to be around, and I have a lot of love to give to others. Now, grant you, I might have a bad mouth, and I might talk about some nasty shit, but at the end of the day, I got a lot of light to give. So what brought me to Rumble was I have a show. Obviously, the name Midnight in the Mountains is in homage to Art Bell on Coast to Coast AM. When he was done on radio, because he started in the 70s, well, probably not the 70s, but 80s and 90s, he was like the king of overnight radio when it comes to the paranormal, UFO conversations, shadow people, cryptids, mythological creatures, government conspiracies, basically anything that was on the topic of fringe. That's what Art Bell liked to cover, right? So over the years, he ended up getting away from radio in itself, and I noticed that he started a YouTube channel that was called Midnight in the Desert. But obviously something that he's been doing for a very long time, but he is no longer with us. I used to fall asleep to this man's voice, still do actually at this point. And I love the topics that he used to go over. He used to bring on a lot of professionals, a lot of guests, a lot of people in the government that had those ties, right? And I realized I'm sitting there like through 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, laying down in my bed, like looking for the next episode to binge to while I try to fall asleep because I'm a fucking insomniac. Apparently, I basically just thrive off of maybe 2 to 3 hours a day. But besides the point, I started seeing the comments on the YouTube videos, and I'm sitting there. The guy's been passed away now for quite a while, right? A couple of years, and I'm seeing ones that are 2 hours old, 2 days old, a week old. People are yearning and still wanting this man's format to be something that they can go out and enjoy. So that is actually what originally brought me to Rumble. Now the gaming and the morning coffee show. The morning coffee show ties well into that situation, but the gaming was that's how me and my wife relax at night. You know, that's a hobby. We do that for fun. That's not what I'm serious about when it comes to Rumble, right? Grant you,
Not a
it's
big
become
gamer,
a very
dude.
serious
You're not a
part.
gamer guy.
No, I mean I am, and that's the thing. The funny
Elite
part about
gamer?
that is like I got back in playing games. I've been a gamer my entire life, but I took a sabbatical for a good, I would say, close to a decade. And Helldivers 2 brought me back full force. And after I got into Helldivers 2, it was like game over at that point. I came back.
Yeah.
I used to play Halo professionally. I did a couple RTSs professionally, like Command and Conquer and StarCraft. And like I said, I took a break, but now that break is absolutely over. And Rumble Gaming has given me a home to kind of rekindle that energy and that spirit behind it.
Amazing, man. It's amazing. What's your favorite, like your all-time favorite video game?
That is like the easiest question on this fucking planet for me to answer, and that is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I held the world speedrun record back in the day. I no longer hold it. It's absolutely obliterated, but like when speedrun started to become a thing for that game, I held it on my Xbox Live Arcade for, I would say, about a year and a half. But then, I mean, grant you, there was people who were doing like the glitch hacks and stuff. I always just did the natural runs, right? So in about 21 minutes, I was able to beat it.
Yeah.
That's down to, I think, gosh, with some of the glitches that are built into the game where you don't have to manipulate it, there's one guy that can do it in like 15, which is insane to me. But that is my absolute favorite game. It has not been dethroned, and I don't think it'll ever be dethroned, to be honest with you.
That was on PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, PlayStation.
Yeah,
1.
I've heard a lot of good
It
things
was
about that game. I
ported
never
over to a
played it.
couple others. Yeah, but I had the original black disc back in the day. We were at PAX over I think it was 2 weekends ago now. And when we were in Boston, I seen it in the case, and it's still going for like $300-400.
Wow, yeah.
Depending on the condition of it.
Dude, it's crazy, man. Retro games, like the prices of them have gone like tremendously, like through the roof. Like I was a kid and there was a pawn shop by my house, and like I had just like, because you know I was a kid watching Angry Video Game Nerd and stuff, and I like wanted to like have a collection, and like dude, I was able to get like NES, bunch of games and shit for like, you know, like $50 at the time, you know, and this is probably like 2006, 2007. I still have that NES and like a lot of those games, and like I have a Virtual Boy. I got like a Virtual Boy for like $100, dude, and like they sell for like a shit ton of money now, you know.
They do. You
know, it's crazy. It's crazy how the collection stuff has gotten so expensive and valuable. Like you don't really think, like you think about it when you're a kid, because you see things that are collectibles, right? You know, like and that were, you know, big 20 years ago, and you're like, oh, this is valuable now. But like you don't think about the stuff that you have as being a collectible one day, you know. Like at some point, dude, the Nintendo Switch is gonna be like extremely like valuable. You know what I mean? When they stop making
That's how I actually kick my ass every day about the Castlevania disc, because I'm sitting. I had one of the originals. I no longer have it, and I like you said, we don't really think about it when we're that age.
Yeah.
You know, like looking into the future, it doesn't come up as a thought. And now when I go to fucking PAX on the weekend, I'm sitting there kicking myself in the ass saying, oh, I had that. I had that. I had that. What the fuck happened to it?
I've seen like Pokemon, like the Pokemon Game Boy games, like go for like a shit ton of money now too. And I'm like, dude, I had all of these. I don't know where the fuck they are. Where are they? Who robbed my house and took all of my Game Boy games? You know,
right? For real.
That's besides the point.
Timmy.
Let me ask you this. So it sounds like what your show is. It's a lot of like I don't want to necessarily say conspiracy theories. It's a lot of like folklore conspiracy theories. It sounds like, and like mythological
like
kind of
fringe
things.
topics.
Yeah, fringe topics.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite conspiracy theory that is or is not true?
That's a difficult one. I think the one I'm most addicted to, because it's the one that a lot of people really just don't know if we ever been there or not, and it might be lame, and it might be on a lot of people's mind, but it's the whole moon situation.
Dude, I was just
like,
saying
for
this the
real,
other
what
day.
The fuck is it?
I was just saying this. Why are we right now, dude? Right now, we're orbiting the moon because we got to do testing to see if we can land on it. But we already did that 40 years ago. Come on, man. I don't know.
Well, then we have a shit ton of videos of the astronauts themselves saying, yeah, we never went there. You know, like talking to little kids, 6, 7 years old, like, you know, that was my question back in the day, is when we were going to go to the moon.
And the whole, like,
you know?
Stanley Kubrick conspiracy with it, too.
Van Allen radiation belt and so on and so forth. Like, I don't know, bro. I think, now, this is my own personal opinion on the matter. Do I believe that we can send technology out that way? Absolutely. If it even fucking exists, because there's been a moment that I stepped out in my own yard right here and I seen the fucking firmament crack open in front of my eyes. But that's another story. Nonetheless, like, we don't know what the fuck our reality is, dude. Like, Chef, we don't. We honestly do not. What we have to rely on is a bunch of fucking history books and a bunch of people saying, hey, this is how it is and this is what you have to follow. Then at the same sense, when we go and we look at those history books, now in 2026, we realize that a bunch of rich motherfuckers manipulated the whole thing, and that is a provable situation at this point. So what the fuck do we believe in? What is actually real? That's why I got into it, man.
I think this is going to be a fun conversation. I don't really get to talk conspiracy theories. I don't really get to talk like this stuff, and I'm not even like very like deep into them. Like I probably used to be more deep into them, and now I'm just I guess I'm just like black pilled, and I'm like it's all fake and stupid.
No, well, I mean, you're not wrong in that thought. But at the same sense, I can relate to you on that, because like for as much as I'm interested in it, is it something that's actually taken over my life as this is what I believe? No, it hasn't. Do I like to question a lot of shit? Absolutely.
You're like Jesse Ventura, dude. You're just asking the questions.
Both sides. You know, exactly. You have to ask the question, and you got to see what kind of answer you get back. It's fucking nuts, man. And I've heard some really great, like season 1 of Midnight in the Mountains last year. I heard some of the most ridiculous fucking stories of my life. So I'm sitting there like,
is Midnight in the Mountains, obviously it's the brand, but like, so it's a show, I'm guessing. It's like edited down and like kind of like a documentary style kind of thing, I'm assuming?
No, actually.
Or it's live?
It is done live. It's a live podcast. So how it's put together, now when Art Bell did it, he was on the radio, nationally syndicated, so on and so forth. But back then it was a lot more difficult to reach that many people, right? You had to go through certain channels, you had to get the airtime. We're in 2026, and we can tap in instantly to a lot of that type of shit. I can bring on people from all over the world just using Discord and Google Voice, right? This guy had to have a call board, and he was probably paying out the ass for it nonetheless. Not only that, but the ham radio license, so on and so forth.
The 5G towers are good for something, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? I said the kibosh for that. I have to say, and I thank Elon Musk for one fucking thing that he's done, is the whole Starlink situation, because that's what everything that I do is ran off of. I have the standard dish. It's out in my yard, probably about 70 feet literally in front of me outside. But then, so season 2 is going to be ran on the Mini, and this is literally the size of the Mini. It's smaller than a fucking laptop, dude, right? So what I do is instead of just doing it on the radio or taking a phone call, I haven't done many video chats like how me and you are doing it. I like to keep that old school feel of it being a phone conversation. So there is that bit of mystery and that kind of guesswork of who the person is behind the voice, right? But I go out, I have an EcoFlow Pro River 2, which is just a big battery station. I take the Starlink out with me, my laptop, a thermal camera, my normal camera, basically like a portable studio, if you will, and I take that out about a mile into the woods. I set up the Starlink, and that's where we have these conversations. I build a campfire, I sit down, I get everybody warmed up to the whole situation, And usually when I time it so that it's a little bit light out, so we actually sit there and we watch the sunset. We try last year anyway, which I might be manipulating the time frames a little bit because it was difficult. But we used to try to hit midnight every time. So midnight in the mountains, I tried to keep that relevant. We would start about 7 o'clock at night. And as time goes on, the camera will switch from your normal everyday camera that you see me in color. It switches over to the IR version. So now I'm in black and white. Like
now you're in Metal Gear Solid.
Sitting out in the woods.
Wow.
And so not only do I go black and white, and again, that just pushes onto the aesthetic of the show, right? The feel of it. But I have a thermal camera that's looking at the wood lines live as well. So if there's any animals, if there's a bear, people keep waiting for something to come out of those wood lines to come and attack me, which I always have my shotgun with me anyway if I go too far, but that's besides the point too. I don't need it. There's nothing really out there that I know of anyway. I've heard some really fucked up shit go on, but at the same sense, nothing's come out of the wood lines yet. But the thermal camera people are obsessed with. They'll be sitting there listening to the conversation and be like, "Did you just see that go across the screen? It was a fucking bug, bro. It was red. It was red."
Yeah.
You know?
It's like Ghost Hunters, the taps. Did you hear that?
Exactly.
Did you see that?
Yep.
Have you ever had
So,
such a real quick? Have you ever had such a bad interview that that you just left the person in the woods?
So there's only been so far one live person that's came out with me into the woods. So what I do is I find guests. I set it up beforehand. I usually bring on 2 named guests, and then I open up the phone line to whoever's watching or whoever may want to call in. And last year, I did pretty good bringing on a lot of creators here on Rumble and outside of Rumble who have the deal is it needs to be a firsthand experience. I don't want some story that your grandmother told you. I don't want any of that shit. I want to know what you went through, how you went through it, and if anybody else that you know has gone through it with you. Like one particular story last year was about a demon, Lyle, that got pulled from a kid during a church retreat, right?
Yeah.
And this came from Pudge TV's mouth, and in the chat, his sister was going off in the chat about how she was standing right next to her brother when this congregation of like a couple dozen people witnessed this fucking thing happen. The kid's eyes turn black. He starts speaking in fucking tongues. And you sit there, and I'm sitting there by the campfire, Chef, and I'm just like, bro, how can I not believe this at this point in time? My chat's going nuts, like knowing that like the person that's actually telling the story is a trusted and worthwhile name and voice. And they're like, we can't believe you actually went through this. And it gets me addicted to know what other people have gone through.
Interesting.
So
what is your I'm just curious, like what is your like religious background and things like that?
So I grew up Roman Catholic, right? I received communion, I received confirmation, but at this point in my life, I just not only do I not trust organized religion, but my own personal situations with it. It's just been kibosh. You know what I mean? To be truthful with you, I think it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. But do I have my own personal relationship with Jesus and God? I absolutely have that, because there's been 4 times in particular in my life, especially this last time around, that I know without a shadow of a doubt that God put his hands in mine or on my wheel of my car and saved not only my life, but my wife's and my week-old child at that point in time.
Wow.
So when I was a drug addict, because everybody on Rumble knows that part of my history.
It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. You're not the first long-haired, bearded
ex-drug
addict that has been in this hot tub.
Yeah, right. I mean, they're pretty common these days.
It's weird. It's almost like I'm having deja vu. The same person's in the hot tub right now.
Right. And well, I'll tell you what. When it comes to Lone, dude, me and him, we're basically like cousins. We even drive basically the same fucking car with the same problems, man. It's kind of nuts. But going back to that story, I was like, my son was just born. I was still struggling with substances, and at that point I was making a critical effort to be away from it all and stop it. So at this point I was sober when this happened, but I was going through it. Blah blah blah. Everybody knows that type of situation. So we had a doctor's appointment to go to, and I ended up dozing off behind the wheel, right, on the highway going down to this doctor's appointment. And on that highway, there was the guardrail, and then there was the telephone pole that was right on the right-hand side of that guardrail, and then a grassy knoll clearing that went on for probably 300 feet, 350 feet. And somehow, some way, at the very last second, I snapped back out of it, but the car slipped so perfectly through the guardrail and the telephone pole that no mirrors got hit, no scratches on the car, nothing happened to us, nothing happened to the car. It happened. I basically regained consciousness and like, okay, I'm awake. We turn the car around, get back on the highway, and we keep driving. But here's the fucking kicker, dude. We went back and we visited that area, and I took a measurement of the guardrail and the telephone pole, and there is no physical possible way that my car fit through that width without something getting damaged, without at least my mirror getting ripped off. So I don't understand what happened. I don't understand who yelled in my ear at that point in time to kind of snap out of it. But that's how I know God is with me, man. Yeah. Because that is the most intense situation. But there's been 3 others where my life, in a critical millisecond, was taken control over, and I was led down the path where I needed to survive. You know what I mean? That's crazy, man. Amen. That I've had a lot of experiences like that too. Something similar was like one, and not really like as I guess severe, but like I had an instance like that too. Like I dozed off on the road on the right lane of the parkway, woke up on the left lane, and like somehow like was just alive, you know, just driving, you know, and I've had so many crazy experiences, man. You know, it's hard for me to not believe in God and Jesus and things like that. It's the truth. But it's so how do you, so let me ask you this, because you're dealing with, like, you know, as somebody who says that they're a Christian or as a Jesus follower, you know, you're probably more prone to like being attacked in a way, right? By like evil forces, and you're dealing with things that are, you know, in some essence evil in a way. Like you're looking into this stuff, you're digging deep into it, and you're you know, you're kind of putting yourself in those situations. So what do you like, what kind of goes through your mind during that, and how do you kind of go about protecting yourself, I guess? An unwavering faith, man. I have an unwavering faith. So the one big thing and one good portion of my life is thinking about light and how that works. And even when it comes in turn of using it and being, for living in darkness for the 15 years that I did, and that cave of a mind that I was in, you know, that's all I constantly think about. And every single day that I wake up, man, and a lot of people might call bullshit on it or not, but I am grateful for the breath that I take. There's no material item that I could ever ask for on this planet. Just being awake, having my children, my wife next to me, and dealing with these situations. I actually refer to this tattoo a lot that's on my my arm. It's the Grim Reaper standing in front of the room, and there's a saying on it, and I'll give like $5 donation to anybody who's a streamer on Rumble who knows where this saying came from. But it's from light comes darkness, from darkness light. And I constantly repeat that myself in my mind, and it applies to literally every situation that you could find yourself in life. Whether it's a man telling you a story about demons getting pulled from a child, from light comes darkness, from darkness light, from light comes darkness. No matter what situation you're in, no matter what you are facing in life, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. From people's near-death experiences, from babies being born, that is the one constant that I found that is in existence everywhere you look. And that's what keeps me going, man. It really does. I just looked it up what it's from. I was gonna say what it is. You could if you want. Is it from the Warcraft movie? But yes, it is. Yeah. Exactly what it's from. Yeah. You know, I really liked that movie, dude. That movie got a lot of shit. I really liked it. It did get a lot of shit, but at the same sense, dude, it has one of the best sayings I've ever heard in my life, and it applies so deeply across the planet, you know? Yeah, it was a good movie, man. I think it just came out at a bad time. I think it had
You know,
I agree.
the story was kind of weird, but hopefully, I'd like to see them do like a new movie and maybe a different director and stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they could do a better job. At the same sense, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, so
Enough to get a tattoo on my arm because one saying in that movie stuck with me that hard.
that's cool, man. No, it's cool. It's cool that you're doing something different because I think a lot of people like you're doing like you're practically doing IRL streams, but you're doing them with a very unique twist. And
Yeah,
you know, it's a lot of people don't. A lot of people like.
sorry, one moment.
No, you're
One
good,
moment.
man.
My computer just freaked out on my end.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, my bad on that one.
No, you're good.
Continue.
I feel like society nowadays, like they don't really like appreciate a lot of like the unique streams. They just want to see the kind of the slop, you know. They want to see the frame mogging and the looks maxing and all that stupid shit. So it's cool to see people doing unique things, but obviously you're on Rumble because you want to be on Rumble because you like free speech and things like that, and you can really do your show however you want. I understand that. Now, why not other platforms? Is it really get like too controversial, or is it like you just you don't like the other platforms, or why? Because could I just say
right
this
now
before,
I am
before
trying
you
out
can
on Blaze,
before you go? I just want to say
but in
because
the same sense, you're right. Oh, go ahead.
no, I want to say, because like I think this is a really good idea, and I think it's like very unique, and like to me, it would make sense to maybe like broadcast this everywhere. But that's why I just want to kind of like hear your perspective on that.
So I have about 15 years now in marketing and branding experience for a lot of different companies, right? I've played a lot on TikTok. I've done a lot of Instagram. I did a lot of Facebook. I've did a lot of campaigns that had to navigate banned words and banned controversies and so on and so forth. That's not really the problem. But what I found was when I actually first started, I started the TikTok channel. I started the other ones. But right off the rip, dude, shadow banned on TikTok. Most of the conversations that was happening without curse words or violence or any of the things that you think. I even went so far as to whitewash a lot of the descriptions to try to get it past the system.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't hitting, man. They were taking it down just as quick. When it comes to religion and ghosts, like ghosts is one thing. The paranormal is one thing. That usually gets slid through. But the moment you start bringing up conspiracies and things like that, it's just like for some reason the powers that be do not want that to be successful on the other platforms. Now, grant you, can I do it on the other ones like YouTube and such? I have no problem doing that. I have no problem putting the time in to do it. But all that I see on X at this point in time is these creators that don't even have the breaking TOS getting their entire life's work getting ripped from them overnight. Why would I want to put 5 years of work into a platform that can take it away like that? You know what I mean? That's my biggest gripe about it. Like I could, and maybe one day I will, depending on how interested people get.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I got to the level of being able to throw a couple bucks at paid ads and seeing who I can bring to the platform. But it's just a waste of time for me because I've spent so much time building other companies, and like in the botanical industry, for one, is a big example. You can't even say what you're fucking selling half the time, and then you get tagged and banned.
Yeah.
Like one of the biggest extract companies that do it in a green way, it's not harsh, that like it's actually a legitimate, great wellness company, is facing losing everything that they've built in the last 8 years with it on Facebook, just because the mental mind frame around the botanicals industry has changed in the public view.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh, fuck the clinical trials. I think this, so now it's a demonic fucking substance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just can't stand it. Rumble has the sweet spot of allowing the person to really be and create the way they wish to without that type of repercussion. Now, grant you, they still have rules in place and stuff. You can't go too far off the deep end without risking, at least in the creator platform end of things, they don't need to pay you. You know what I mean? By the grace of God, like the things I do, I'm fine. I'm all right on the creator program. but I have yet to see anybody actually get physically banned and 100% demonetized on Rumble, and that's what's interesting to me. You get to be yourself, you get to create the way you want to, and you don't have to risk all of your work.
Yeah, no, I will, you know, so I've been enjoying Rumble for what it is. You know, I've had my account since 2021, I want to say, and over the years, since I've gotten into streaming, I started streaming in 2023, like, you know, really trying. You know, I had my account and I was like, oh, I'm gonna give it a go and stuff, and I don't know, it didn't really feel like it was at a good place. And I still kind of don't really feel like it's at like the best place, but I do enjoy the creator program and things like that. I'm just curious because I've been seeing a lot of talks about the creator program and the like up and up the metrics and stuff. And like, what do you think about that? Do you think that's something that should be done?
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I think there could definitely be some manipulation done to it. Right now. So, and this is, again, just my opinion on the matter, but I think they opened up the floodgates on purpose on those lower ends to see who came in and see if they did get lucky on the small creator being able to handle the pressure of trying to grow a platform. But ultimately, we kind of failed in that notion because all that everybody's doing at this point in time is fucking bickering at each other and not getting the job done at hand, dude. And that's why you see Daddy Rumble pulling away. That's why they may be increasing the metrics at this point, because they want to start focusing on the people who are taking the opportunity to make money seriously for the return favor of growing the platform. And that's not fucking talking shit on any soul on this goddamn platform whatsoever. But at the end of the day, if you want to make money, you got to give something in return. And what they're looking for in return is for you to grow the platform through your own community and through your own efforts. So guess what? You get rewarded for that. Now, does everybody deserve to be rewarded for that? For the person that has 6 viewers doing the exact same thing, who isn't entertaining, who can't look himself in the mirror saying, you know what, I don't have chatters or I don't have viewers because I'm the fucking issue. I don't think they should be in the creator program if it's not making any profit for the company that's paying them to begin with. It's a give and take relationship, you know what I mean? Now, grant you, is there like now Pep Killa brought it up about having like a tiered system. I think that's a good middle ground to allow certain people that do want to coast and just want to play the lower levels, perfectly fine. But for the people who are serious and trying to push a little bit further, they should honestly absolutely get rewarded more for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just you know, like here I'll put it into perspective for my situation, right? So I'm pretty new to the creator program. You know, this is my second month getting a payout from it. You know, it's not much. It's like $200, $250, whatever. Yeah. Just for like hitting the bare minimum. You know, like
exactly.
I try to treat this like a full-time job. I stream 3 days a week. I don't stream every day. I don't stream for 8 hours. I try to make my shows tight and good when I do them. You know, that's good. Like, like I could have definitely today like went live at like 4 p.m. and streamed until you know, this interview, but I wanted to like make sure that I was all revved up for the interview and stuff and ready to go. But I just look at the metrics of like what the platform has in total of like viewership and things like that, and you like look at gaming in like particular, like most people are just gaming. Like that are, I think, at least talking about this, are just like gaming people. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the hot tub.
This is my youngest Rowan.
What's up, buddy?
Who's that in the hot tub?
What's up? I'm a cartoon.
He's a cartoon. That's just, yep. Can I say hi to him?
No.
Yeah, that's him.
Hello.
Okay, go play, kiddo. Go. Thank you.
I just look at I look at the metrics of what the gaming category pulls, and I mean it's like the equivalent to like one Twitch streamer. You know what I mean? So to me,
I mean, you're not wrong.
To me, like I feel like there's more to it than just people need to bring people over, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anybody like on this platform, and this is not really a dig at anybody, this is just the fact that like I don't think anybody on this platform has the potential to truly, and that's including myself, to bring a shit ton of people over here to where it can warrant a change and being like, well, this person did it. Now you should be able to do that too because they did it.
Yeah, no, it'll never be that way. It'll never be that way.
And so that's my only thing with like changing metrics. You know, because like that $200, like, yeah, I'm newer to Rumble. I'm probably gonna hit 200 followers tonight, which is sick. But you know, like I'm trying to give it a good try, and then it's like, oh, so now what? We're gonna change that. So now I don't get any money, which, you know, it's fine. But that money is going back into my show. Like I'm using that money to put back into my show. Like I have to upgrade my computer and I get to get a new CPU and things like that. So like, you know, that could hurt, in my opinion, that could hurt people who actually are trying to like expand not only Rumble but like their brand and their show and things like that.
I absolutely agree with that. I do, and that's
so
why,
like I do like the idea of a tier.
I was all right with Pep Killer's thought on it.
Yeah, I like the idea of a tier.
To be honest with you, I don't see those changes coming anytime soon. I don't. Maybe a little bit later down the road, but at the same sense, like, I mean. The problem that you brought up when it comes to gaming with only having 1,000 viewers, that is a huge thing. Like, who are we fighting over? You know what I mean? We're all kind of getting the same fucking people, and at the end of the day, like, what are we supposed to do to draw in those others without affecting our own streams at that point? Like going to TikTok and going to Instagram and trying to pull them over and so on. I mean, that is a lot of work at that same sense, and. I mean,
but like you should be doing that anyway. You know what I mean? If you're somebody that's serious about growing, you should be doing that anyway. You know? But like I just don't like the conversation because I saw somebody. I'm not gonna name drop, but I saw somebody and I was like, they said something about it, how it should be harder and this and that. And I'm like, interesting. Let me go look at this person's social media presence on all the other platforms, and I see that this person has no presence on all the other platforms, but. You know, is a Rumble Rumble stan, I'll call it, and you know, and then I'm like thinking, I'm like, so what work is that person doing outside of just maybe posting a tweet here and there about Rumble? You know what I mean? To like actually grow the brand, because that in my opinion, you could go live here no matter what, like any time of the day, but that's not going to grow the audience of Rumble. That's not going to attract new viewers unless you're going out there to the streets and you know, preaching about Rumble.
A lot of people ask me why I end up going to PAX and I go to all these other little events, and that's the exact reason. You just hit it on the head. Like I stream a decent amount. I do it in the morning, I do it in the evening, and I have to say I've been personally blessed with my own experience because I've only been on the platform myself for about 1.5 years now. But at the same sense, dude, I put in a fuck ton of that networking and going out onto doing the paid marketing ads, going out into the community, pulling this conversation, that conversation. So, and again, this whole situation is probably one of the toughest to even talk about and find a resolution to, because no matter, at the end of the day, no matter what the community might come to terms with, Rumble's a publicly traded company. So even though those bosses and the CEO have to fucking get backed up by the stocks. You know what I mean? Whoever's on the board is the one that's calling the fucking shots. So,
so true.
What the hell do we have to say? You know what I mean?
I mean,
we can fucking choke a dick all we want, but at the end of the day, the people that are fucking have the most shares, they're gonna be the ones calling the shots. Like, hey, do what we want you to do, or you're fucking canned. You're shit canned, Chris. Like, get the fuck out. You're not making us money. You know?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree. That's why I think too. I'm like, why are we even talking about this? Like, why are we worried about the guy that's coasting along getting his money? And is it really like, because, and the only way I'm assuming that it bothers people is because it's some sort of like pool of money. You know, like that's how Kick does it too, right?
I gather it's a pool of money that they split up. Not evenly, but it gets brought in and then divvied up in certain ways.
And it's probably already tiered in a way.
Metrics all over the place, dude. Like, my payouts have not been stable, while my metrics have been like damn stable for 1.5 years almost. Like, as I was growing, my payouts have kind of stabilized, but still very up and down, especially this past month. So. To even go by what you're doing on a monthly basis and try to grow that, like, there's no that's one thing I do wish there's more transparency on. They say that like the most it does is with the conversions of getting people on premium, right? And I see that, but we have no way to track that even at this point. There used to be a referral link. It didn't really work well, so they got rid of that. Now it's basically if the dude's watching you and they sign up and they do it, you get credit, but we don't see us getting credit. Like if I had that, if I was able to at least see that, it would make me froth at the mouth to make that number tick the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I'm on the same boat with you, man. I do think that, you know, I don't try to like I'm a fan of Rumble. Like I've been a fan of Rumble for a long time. I've always liked the idea. I've always liked it. But I'm not somebody that likes, you know, kisses the toes of the companies that I stream on, because I think every platform has its faults, and you know, if you come to buy, anyone comes by my streams, they'll hear me say that. I think every platform has its pros and cons in a way. I don't think Rumble is as sophisticated in terms of tech that maybe they should be, you know, like I don't think like, dude, like I still like have trouble figuring out how to like get to like my mod tools and like how to actually like like even like explaining it to my mods, like this is how you ban people, this is how you unban people, you know what I mean? And like there's no clear way to like see a lot of that. And I don't know, I think too it's just such a very different audience on Rumble compared to like other platforms that I've seen.
It really is,
you know.
It is.
And
that's without a doubt.
It is just like I really will say it till I'm blue in the face. I think it's really hard to grow as a gaming streamer on this platform, considering the fact that it's just a mostly political platform, you know. And it's not a bad thing if you're a political streamer, if you're into finance and things like that. It's probably great for you, you know what I mean? B Money's Bitcoin show probably does fantastic, you know what I mean?
That's why I have the three-prong attack here on Rumble myself, because I knew coming into this that gaming and doing the gaming wasn't going to get me to where I want to be as a creator, and especially with the Midnight in the Mountain show. Like, I came in knowing that. Like, I looked at the numbers, I did the market analysis, I see how many people are in the gaming channel and how every single one of us that are even in the creator program are literally fighting over the same people. Hey, come watch me. Why don't you come watch me? And that's without a doubt the truth. No one can deny that, right?
Yeah.
So at the same sense, I was like, you know what? I wake up early in the fucking morning. I see that not a lot of gamers and not a lot of people like my size are even live at that point. Let me try to put something together there, and then on top of that, let me work on my baby, Midnight in the Mountains, the show, as the overall thing to pull in those new eyes. Because again, you got to diversify, especially on Rumble, because you cannot depend on being a gamer and making it go viral. But some people's dreams aren't that big, you know what I mean? And then if that's the case, they're having a good old time with their fucking 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 viewers and chatters, and that's perfectly fucking fine, you know what I mean? But I don't know how the hell we're going to solve the issue of trying to grow it, and the same sense trying to grow ourselves at the same time.
Yeah, I know there's no clean answer. I think because like as somebody who's been on Kick for a long time, this has been a constant problem on Kick too. So this is just this is just the perpetual you know, process of like a new live streaming platform that's coming into
industry
the
industry problem. Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely an industry problem for sure, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like you probably saw the metric thing. You know, Rumble has like 1/8 of the audience that YouTube has. You know what I mean? Which is no small. That's no small feat. That's pretty good. But you know, how are you gonna take over the world like YouTube did? That's the hard thing.
They're battling giants. Exactly.
You know, you're literally battling tech CEOs.
Exactly, they're battling giants, and the way they want to go about it is something that I vibe with, and I'll fight tooth and nail for, no matter if I'm getting paid or not. Because like at the end of the day, I love being in the creator program. I love that I'm able to pay a bill or two at the end of the month. But I am truly doing this for the people that watch me, and then doing it for the love of what I do to begin with. Because when I got laid off from my creative director position 2 years ago, like 2 days before Thanksgiving, I turned to my wife and I was like, dude, I'm at really high risk of going back to being a drug addict because I have nothing. Like
Yeah.
I have no creative way to release what is on my mind, my emotions, so on and so forth. So like when I got into streaming, had nothing. It still has nothing to do with the money. Money's nice. It's about keeping my ass sober and occupied. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now if I can grow myself and the platform at the same time, that's a fucking awesome bonus. But I think a lot of people lose sight of that, where they're so worried over their metrics and making that 5, 10, 15, 100 and more each month. And that's where things get lost and people get pissed off, where it may not be fair for this person or that person. I'm not into it, dude. I don't, like, what answer can I have? I'm fucking 36-year-old father of 2 that has 2,000 followers on a platform that's brand new and growing. Like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna solve this? You know what I mean? How the fuck am I gonna do this?
Yeah, you're not.
So I don't
you're
waste
not
the emotional
Steven
time
Crowder or
on
Tim
it.
Pool
I don't
or
waste the emotional time on
any of those guys. You know,
like I can't sit and get 30 people to have a conversation about like what can we change and who can we attack or how can we say this. Like I don't. My heart and my emotional range just isn't in that, dude. I'm in it for the love of the game and for the love of the people that are watching right now. You know what I mean?
Out of curiosity, are you like opposed to streaming on Kick or?
I'm not opposed to it at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But and it's funny because for a few months I would simulcast the Kick and I would try. I did do Twitch for a little bit, but everything I got met with was just fucking bots and no growth.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a substantial, ridiculous amount, and I am one of the few lucky ones that somehow figured out how to fucking do it. You know, and there is no formula to it. I got lucky. I will fucking absolutely shout that from the mountaintop. There is no dick I sucked. There is no algorithmic idea that I had. I got fucking lucky. I have a personality that people vibe with. I'm easy to talk to, and I love letting people speak, right? That's how I got to where I'm at in a year and a half. At least that's how I feel about it, you know?
I'm gonna start a new conspiracy because you brought that up. Because you brought that up, I'm starting a new conspiracy theory that you actually did suck a dick. That there's a penis you sucked
go for
somewhere
it,
somewhere down the road.
Now, there's 7 motherfuckers out there that think I did.
I'm spreading that. I'm typing on Twitter right now. Typing on Twitter right now.
The Rumble glory hole, baby.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's crazy. You know what I did do though? What started to get me a little bit of traction with Rumble as a platform was when I went to PAX last year. I went on a whim. I was like, you know what? I got to meet these people in person. That had a huge part to play in them seeing me more and maybe throwing me a few more editors picks than normals because they came to realize that I was actually a real human being and my interests and how I live my life aligned with what they're trying to do as a platform, right? I went out to PAX last year. I went camping. I had not a fucking pot to piss in at that point because, 2 kids, single income. I'm fucking broke as shit. I slept on the forest floor on a tent with no blanket, no fucking air mattress, nothing. Yeah. And I told them this shit. And maybe that's what did it a little bit. They're like, dude, this guy got fucking brass balls to just get out here and try to fucking just to do all that just to have a conversation. You know what I mean? So maybe that helped a little bit. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, maybe they like the rugged man shit. That's shit's right? Good. That's good content for them. They don't really like Cartoon Man, dude. They don't like Cartoon Man. Cartoon Man gets no. No, we've gotten editors pick a couple times.
The viewers in the community love motherfucking pigs. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Doing these shorts, dude. I do gaming shorts. I do the political shorts, everything. I take a fucking 30-second clip of this pig running outside. It gets like 3,000 fucking views.
I believe it.
So
I believe it.
As a tip
so you're
to
saying
all of
I
you
should get a
out there
pig.
in the Rumble sphere as a creator, get yourself a fucking farm animal, start recording that bitch, and just throw those shorts up there and watch the followers come in. I swear to God,
I got this guy next to me. I got Ivan. Do you think he'll work? He's dressed as a dog.
The dude that's behind you just shaking?
It's my Russian homunculus.
I fucking love it.
He's in disguise. The Russian government's after him, so we had to disguise him as a dog.
So listen,
and sometimes I shock him like Hassan Piker. I wanted to talk to you about that. I wanted to talk to you about that because so they explained to me the pigeon.
So the pigeon came out of a whim, right? I was working, like I said, I do like third-party work, design work and stuff. I was working on a stinger video. I was on storyblocks.com one day, and I'm going through stock footage just to put something together for a client of mine. And out of the corner of my eye, I'm going through like stock green screen footage, and I just see a green screen bird sitting there walking the fuck around like on a ledge. And I'm like, you know, I'm gonna take this bird, I'm just gonna throw him up on my stream, fucking randomly, right?
Yeah.
And I want to see who notices. And within like a day or two, people were like, why the fuck do you have a bird on your stream? And it got to the point where people enjoyed just seeing that bird so much that I ended up naming him Paul. And I'm like, oh, you know, he's my fucking little companion, blah, 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 kind of like you were just saying about that one. But it got to the point where when I would try to remove them, my community fucking yelled at me. They're like, don't get rid of Paul. We love Paul. And so I'm sitting there, and I had a couple conversations, one with Tomby. He was actually a really big help, pushed me forward to the next stage of what Paul became. And he's like, why doesn't he talk? Like I had that thought. I'm like, what if he could reply back to the chat? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm a conspiracy guy. Why don't I make him like this like 70s, 80s radio voice that's able to speak and answer and just has like a quick, quirky fucking I guess brain that can answer these people. But then it got even more complex. I'm like, you know, fucking, I'm gonna spend 2 months on developing this AI brain for this freaking bird. So he has a simple cortex and a complex cortex. So if the chat says Paul or hey Paul, right, and then leads it with the next question or statement, he'll analyze that, and if it's just some stupid fucking sentence or just some random simple reply, he'll reply back with his normal brain and with his attitude and personality that I prompted him. But if it's something that's based in our actual reality, like as an example, who would have benefited from JFK's assassination? He'll understand that that's something that he should answer seriously. He taps into DuckDuckGo, and he actually researches that question and comes back with a sophisticated reply. And I learned last night, out of all things this bird loves to talk about, it's fucking weed, dude. He knows a lot about weed or something. For whatever reason, he loves his weed. But that's, I mean, and again, it's just some offhanded idea that I had the skills to make happen.
That's very cool, man.
And now at this point, the next portion of Paul's, I guess, journey is it's no longer just going to be Paul. I want to provide his system and how he works to the public, to the streaming fucking realm across the board as your own AI companion. So I have a pigeon. His name's Paul. He got a tinfoil hat, and this is how he thinks and he acts. But that's just who Paul is. That's not how Paul functions. The function of Paul is now an EXE that I can provide to any person that's out there, that I can provide to you, where you can make that dude that's floating behind you an actual interactable character for your stream to help leverage that downtime, or to bring something significant or more, not significant, but something new and interesting to your stream on top of the rest of the shit that you already do, right?
Yeah.
So I got to the point where I'm able to give him out to people. And in return, if they want to do some, because I'm going to release that part for free. But if anybody wants a specific customized character, that's where my design and my third-party work will come into play. Yeah.
So that's cool, man. No, like that's actually how Ivan works. He's pretty much the same kind of thing. He works off of he works specifically off of Twitch chat and YouTube. He doesn't work with Kick and Rumble. He's an app that some developer made for it, and most of the time people use him just to make him say stuff. I think I might know
which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's called VTS Pog. VTS Pog. Yeah. Yep. So he actually most of the time people just use him to say what they want to say, and like it's part of the cartoon. Like he's part of the cartoon, so they interact with it that way. And then my buddy Good Vibes Greg, he's actually developing the same kind of thing for Kick too, where I was like, I'm not gonna say like I was the reason he did it, but I was like talking to him because he started working on this, and I was like, dude, if you make something like that, like I want that for Kick, because I've been trying to get this guy to work on Kick and he doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
So now he's got
that's why I
his own
designed
for
Paul the
Kick.
way I did.
And if I had something for Rumble too, that would be awesome too, because then I can have like 3 characters. They all can like interact on their own platforms, because I like every platform to have its own form of creativity or interactivity.
No, I don't blame you.
And I just haven't really figured out how to get Rumble to work for that yet.
So I did, and I will help you with that if you're more than willing to have that conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's difficult with Rumble because of their API access.
Yeah.
But how you can get around that is by basically sending a set of eyes to your chat, right? So as long as you see the chat going, then you can basically program the bot on how to interact with what that chat is doing. It doesn't need direct access. It just needs to read. You know what I mean? And that's where the epiphany happened when it came to chat scraping. The one thing Rumble does allow to do is allow you to scrape the chat, because there's plenty of bots out there. You're able to give commands to clip your shit, right? So why not use that in an alternative way for like an AI companion?
Yeah.
And the thing about how I made Paul is that it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't need that direct API access. So Paul works on Rumble, but he can easily work on literally any other platform as long as you have your stream's API key to scrape the chat.
Yeah, no, that's very cool, man. Dude, it's cool what people are doing. Like AI is, you know, it's a very hot topic and things like that. And I think it's
it really is.
I personally really like it. I use it for a lot of stuff. I use it for like a lot of. I use it for a lot of like workflow things, especially for like doing the cartoon show and like figuring out how to do certain things. You know, like I even ask it, like I'll post my shorts to it and be like, hey, help me like maybe edit this to be a little bit tighter and analyze it for me.
Exactly.
You know, just to like check things. And you know, even like the songs, like a lot of the songs we play on the stream are like AI songs, but they're made by one of
my intro is made with Suno.
You know, but like we'll even take them, like the intro for today's stream, the broadcast and color song, that beat was made with Suno, but I sang and did all the vocals on it, you know. So I'll do that for like all of my you know, I play in a band and like actually write music and stuff like that, but you know, I like to for the show, like I feel like I can get away with a lot more because it's like a cartoony thing, and you know, I like making stupid rap songs and things like that. So it's I think it's really powerful to like do a lot of stuff, because I was ironically speaking about music and AI, like I was talking to my band about this the other day, and like we were talking about AI music and things, and they are like, you know, they were pretty much saying like they're like completely against it. And I understand why, but their like idea is that like if it's easy for somebody to just make music with AI, they're never gonna want to make music themselves or learn how to play an instrument or do any of that. And you know, I think it's the same argument that I have for you know who the Burnt Peanut is? You probably know who he is.
No,
so you know there's there's like a bunch of like copycats, right?
Yep.
All right. So the thing about like the peanut and the copycats is, you know, I don't like to give the copycats shit for doing the same sort of shtick, because in my opinion, it gets their foot in the door. It gets them doing streaming, gets them trying to do new things. And I think the same thing could be applied for AI. You know what I mean? You know, like somebody who's not a drummer makes a beat with AI, or, you know, and like can put their own music on top of it. Maybe they mess around with the piano keys. Maybe they're not really, they have a melody in their head that they can't, AI is not capturing, you know, they're gonna have to learn and figure it out themselves. That
is exactly the story of Paul. I took programming for a year in high school, right?
Yeah.
I fucking hated it. What I hated about it was actually physically typing out line by line the code to make it all work at the very end. I couldn't stand it. Can I read it all? Do I understand how it all works? Absolutely. I didn't like typing it, dude. I still can't like typing it. Can I do a little bit at a time? Perfectly okay with that. But that's how I leveraged and got off of thank you, Vaping Gamers, and thank you, Tomby, for letting me know this whole idea about vibe coding, which is basically leveraging AI to do the bulk work of what you want your dream to be, right? And at this point, you're exactly right. Is everybody going to leverage AI in that form and fashion? Are there going to be lazy people that just rely heavily 100% on it? Absolutely. But if you are any type of creative human being, you're going to end up sitting there looking yourself in the mirror saying, you know what, this bot is helping me. Why don't I ingest this same information and actually start to utilize it myself and grow myself? And I agree with you 100% on that point. I'm that type of person. I see many people are like that at this point, where they do want to teach themselves for themselves and not just rely on AI to do the entire process. Paul has been like 70% AI bulk work, and then the other percentage of Paul has been coming from my own mind of what feature sets, how he responds. So all these little micro tweaks. And again, if AI didn't allow me to get past all the boring bullshit, I wouldn't be as creative of a programmer as I am. I wouldn't have never gotten back into it, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree. What do you think about like AI and thumbnails and stuff? Because that's like kind of a hot topic too.
Dude, that's tough, bro. It is, because it makes them so fucking janky looking. And this is coming from a graphics designer. The one key thing that I have loved about AI when it comes to thumbnails is turning your own likeness into other video game characters. That's the one thing I'm okay with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, make the rest of the thing your goddamn self.
All right, so what did you think of the thumbnail that I sent you?
Hold on a second.
For this interview.
Did AI completely make that?
Well, I just want to know what you think first.
Because it's awesome. I mean, because I was wondering how you got me to look to my left, because I know I didn't send you that picture. You know what I mean?
It's a deep prompt that I've been working on since I've been trying to figure out how I want to get the hot tub interviews and get the framing right for it. So if you look at all of them, they're all sort of a little similar.
Well, see, and then you just used a really awesome keyword there, is deep prompt. A lot of people who are getting to the AI and use AI use it very sloppily. They just think that you can fucking throw a sentence at this thing and it's going to do what you want it to do. And that's not the truth at all.
Yeah.
It actually takes a lot of time and effort to curate the prompt to get the result that you're actually looking for. And in my opinion, that's being just as creative as if you were to do it your fucking self.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It takes about almost the same amount of time, in my opinion. Again, my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and,
So
the thing is too is like, dude, like I don't have like $50 to $100 to spend every time I want a new thumbnail.
Exactly.
You know, and that's no disrespect. I've bought posters from people.
No,
like I have
agree
good
with
friends
you.
that are graphic designers.
Yep.
But like,
Yep. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because like my entire life, because like I was saying before, of being in that creative director job, and then there was a story a couple years ago when I was the store manager of a heavy equipment rental place, right? And just what you said is what boils through my blood. They were paying this company, New Media Retailer in New York, like I think it was like $15,000 or $20,000 a year for a website that wasn't finished, for putting like 10 posts up on Facebook that had nothing to do with the company at all. It was about puppy dogs and shit. And I went through all this shit and I looked at them. I was like, what are you fucking paying these guys for? For one, I was like, let me bring all this back in house. Being the designers, I can't stand that most of these designers and these media companies out there are taking advantage of either the guy being too small to really afford or hire on someone to do it themselves, or they're not knowledgeable enough to realize that most of the work you're fucking doing for them takes 30 goddamn seconds to do, and you're charging them like it takes 8 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I found this really neat niche after I got let go. After I got laid off from BX3, I realized I need to take the skills I do have, turn them inwards, and find medium, small, mom and pop places and startups that I can offer my skills to, who A, don't have the knowledge, and B, don't have the money to pay that $20,000, $30,000 a year for some bigger agency to do it. Let them give me the fucking work. I let them know that this is how this industry works, and this is the truth behind how much effort is put in.
Yeah.
And I get a balanced payment reflecting that, you know. And it's been working fucking out quite well for me. I mean, Pickaxe has been a great opportunity for me as well. I never would have thought that I'd get that opportunity, but at the same sense, the reason I think I got it with Jeff Dornick is because I was fucking truthful about what it's going to take and what I'm going to do for him. You know what I mean? And what his needs were at the same sense. He could have went on Fiverr and he could have went here and there, but I'm like, dude, you don't got to do that. I'll do it. This is how much time it's really going to take. And if you give me this much, this is how much effort you're getting back. And it's simple as that. But most of these designers and these media companies take fucking advantage of people, and I can't stand that.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
I used to do a lot of emote work for people. Because, you know,
I love
obviously,
emote work.
like, I draw all my own shit and stuff. And,
Yeah.
you know, I used to do a lot of that, but I would always tell people, I'd say, listen, like, you're paying for my art, you're paying for my style. Like, I'm not gonna give you like anime emotes. I don't draw anime. I draw stupid cartoon characters in my style.
Yeah, who ordered all these anime titties?
You know?
Exactly.
Oh, we don't bring that up here. The VGRS is gonna the alarm's gonna go off, and everybody's gonna start gooning in the corner.
Oh, that's too
Yeah,
good.
we have the VGRS. It's the VTuber Gooning Reformation Society.
Yeah. Didn't I see that you posted up on X a couple days ago about having one of the 3D modeling suits now that you're starting to play with?
Yeah, so I have a motion capture suit. I'm
That's it,
trying to
motion
figure out
capture.
like the best use for it and stuff. I haven't really it's hard because it's like I'm sitting at the desk and then my hands are just like up. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
They're just like up all the time, or like it looks like I'm like hailing a certain German leader sometimes. So I try not to do that. I gotta like stand, and it's something I'm
Yeah.
trying to work out. But the main problem right now is I'm going through like real serious computer issues. Like I'm actually very surprised that
I've seen that too.
the stream
I've seen
hasn't
that too.
crashed on us. We're very blessed today, dude. The Lord is with
Thank
us
God.
in the hot tub.
Right.
Because I've been having mad issues with the computer. And my show is like
and everything.
the thing is, this man is like it's not even like a brag, but like my show is like no joke to run, because there's just so much stuff.
I
There's
was
so much
literally
stuff.
just about to bring that up. Do you know how much pressure you're putting on your computer running something like this?
There's
Paul,
this scene in
just
particular
running one
is
singular
very
bird does that.
this scene is very mild, right? Like this
Resource
isn't
intensive,
but
yeah.
like the actual show, like the studio and everything, I completely redid the
Yeah.
studio, and it's just like it's way too much on the computer because I'm using a lot of different
Exactly.
like
Yep.
WebMs,
The
and then I
encoder's
tried
freaking
to
out.
I tried to switch them over to Apple ProRes's formats, and I'm
Yeah.
like trying different formats, and I'm like now I'm thinking I'm just gonna upgrade the CPU and you know,
Yeah.
and thank you Rumble for the payout, because now I can do that.
I mean, I might be a designer and stuff at this point in my life, but before I got into that, I worked like 12, 13 years in IT. I've been fixing computers since I've been in third fucking grade, basically. Actually, that's a funny story. But if you ever have any questions or need any help, please just reach out. I have no problem helping you, dude.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
With as much as I can from here, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna-
you're not wrong.
I'm gonna
It's
upgrade
something
this-
like you're running requires a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade the CPU, and especially now with the mocap suit. The mocap suit is taking up a lot of
Yeah.
processing power. So I'm gonna upgrade the CPU because I have a 4060 Ti. It's a pretty good card. I don't think the card's the issue.
Yeah,
I run two computers too, so it's not like I'm gaming on this computer too. Like this computer just runs the show and the VTuber and the mocap and all of that, and then the gaming is just completely separate.
I recommissioned my my MSI G Thin to run Paul. He has his own channel now, so he runs 24/7 actually. So it sits next to me, and I had him on an old Asus computer that had like a 940, and I just shut the stream down. But dude, Paul was just eating that fucking computer alive, dude. It was insane. And I forgot that the community actually ended up getting me a desktop built. Which shout out to everybody who had a part to putting this thing together over the last year and a half. Thank you so much, because like it's been one of the gracious gifts I've ever gotten in my life. The real Tomby, we had a race to 2,000 followers here on Rumble, and this just speaks to how the community is of streamers, not just viewers. But I won that race by 3 minutes, and he goes out and he buys me a fucking 5070, an Asus Prime 5070 to put in the desktop to finish it all. And if he never did that, then I wouldn't have the ability to give Paul his own channel and monetize that, so on and so forth. So it's been a crazy ride, man.
It's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that everything is working out for you. You know, it's
Little by
streaming.
little.
Streaming
and
is
that's like if you have trust in your own content, and you have trust in the people you have watching you already, like it at some point it's going to work out. So and I believe you have something fucking very special here, dude.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
And that's my honest
I go
opinion
through
on what you're doing.
Personally, I go through a lot of like imposter syndrome and stuff, and you know, I
agree with that.
I don't know, maybe it's like pride or ego or something that also gets in the way, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. You know what I mean? I'm a human. I put a lot of work into this stuff. You know, it is what it is. Do you struggle with things like that too, or like
Absolutely do.
Yeah,
a little bit less so now. And it's not really less so now because I've been in it for a year and a half, and I am doing well, blah blah. But like, it was more so from like back in the day when I was a drug addict and like look at myself in the mirror being like this disgusting, narcissistic, egotistical fucking scumbag, and now I'm sitting here and I wonder why God gifted me with an amazing wife that pulled me out of that hole and gifted me my 2 boys and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's a lot of times that I wake up and I look myself in the mirror like, you don't deserve anything that you fucking have. But then at that very same moment, and especially in the last 2 years, and Rumble had a lot to play in changing my mindset with that, is because when I started being honest and I'm telling my truth and letting people, just random strangers on the internet, know who I was back then and who I am now, they're like, dude, you know, it's okay. You know, and I started to realize that, you know what, maybe I'm not so much an imposter, and maybe I do deserve some of the shit that I'm getting now, you know? It's been a really trippy, weird situation in the last year and a half. Like going to meet some of these other creators in person, and even with my wife, Lady Midnight, her social ability went from fucking nothing and hiding in a corner to being one of the most social butterflies I've known in my life. And I never would have expected that to happen. In the 8 years we have been married, she's never been like that until we started streaming on Rumble. And that is something I have to give all thanks to the platform itself for allowing us to be who we are. And secondary, the community for bolstering that, yes, we are the people we claim to be, and that we're fucking pretty goddamn awesome as husband and wife, as parents, and so on and so forth, you know?
Yeah, no, I think streaming is really a very, very, it's a hard skill, but it's also not just a skill, it's like a mental thing too. Like you really have to, you know, kind of like find yourself, find your voice in a sense. And, you know, once you break out of that shell, you know, it's easier for you in like real world talking to people and things like that. And like, I know a lot of people that are like very introverted in the stream, but they're very, like, you would think they're very like bombastic on stream and stuff, but that you talk to them, they're very introverted and things. It's just very interesting. I've gone to a lot of conventions too, and like DreamHack,
and that's a lot. I think that's a lot of people's problems is that they haven't found their voice, and they try to maybe blame it too much on other like third party situations of not being able to be who they want to be, but they really, a lot of the creators that are out there that aren't successful, they refuse to look at themselves as having a problem that they might need to fix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I certainly did. I beat the shit out of myself for the first like fucking 8 months of doing this on Rumble. I'm like, you don't fucking deserve jack shit. You're a piece of shit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna be like who I want to be, and we're gonna see what the hell happens. And it just so happens that I'm a pretty decent guy, apparently. So, and that at that point, when I got told that enough times, I started believing it. You know what I mean?
No, you're totally right. I say a lot of it. You know, it's setting your expectations, and you know, you have to be realistic with your expectations of like what you expect to get out of streaming, and like even just content creation in general. I think like making something, you know. Like I'm very much have always been like a shoot for the stars kind of guy. But like I'm not landing on the moon, you know what I mean? Like it's plan A or no nothing. So for me, I feel like
that's for sure.
You know, like as somebody who has been like a songwriter, you know, my whole life, creative person, written songs, performed in bands, things like that. I've always been used to like playing out and performing. That's never been an issue for me, because I knew like I had to master that, right? But like streaming for me is just like a whole completely different creative avenue, you know what I mean? Like doing like a cartoon show that I've always wanted to do when I was like a kid, You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be like, that was the first thing I wanted to be when I was a kid, because I liked to draw. I wanted to be a cartoonist, and I never had the skills to really like do that. And now I'm like doing it in my very jank, weird way. And I would like say that the young version of Jefferson would be like very proud, but like here I am still to this day, like I need to do better. I need to be better. I need to make better content. I need to put the show. I need to put 120% in. I need to put 150% in. You know, I got to keep going.
You're not asking. Right. If you're not asking and saying those things to yourself as a creator who wants to be successful, you're never gonna get there. That's for sure.
But then
never.
it's
if
like
you're just complacent with playing the same video game and being the same person over and over again. Like people like to see modification. They like to see change. They like to see someone grow right in front of their eyes. They like communication. You know, like if you're not willing to do those things, you're not going anywhere, man. You're not.
But that's like
not only in the streaming world, but nowhere. You're not going anywhere emotionally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like the balance though, right? Is like finding that sweet spot as a person of like, all right, so I need to put in 158%, but you know, how am I gonna feasibly do that? Is, you know, am I being too unrealistic about what I need to be doing, you know? Because you could already be doing a lot, and it could be great stuff, could be a lot of work, but you know, you don't look at it in that sort of way, you know? Like for example, like I was you know, like last year, for example, you know, I had one of the best years ever for my streaming. You know what I mean? Like, I used to do like face cam streams and gaming and stuff, and I did the cartoon stuff, but it was more of like a side thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the rebrand, Chef Buggrub. I'm gonna bring it all in, and you know, and I really like took a chance on doing it. You know?
Yeah.
And
how did you come up with your name, by the way?
Well, hold on, I'll get there. Let me finish this.
Reversing. I'm so fucking curious.
Yeah,
but anyway,
we'll get there. We'll get there. So I was like, I'm gonna rebrand. I'm gonna do this show. I'm gonna do like the Chef Buggrub show. It's gonna be a cartoon talk show. You know what I mean? People call in. We'll cover stupid news, whatever. And you know, and I was like, I'm gonna bring in plots. I'll bring in plots and lore and other characters like Ivan. You know, and our producer Mousy McCheese. And then I was like, I'm gonna and then I saw like Kick was doing their From Pitch to Spotlight competition, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna sign up. So I did that. I was luckily one of the people that won along with Lone Wolf, and you know, I got to do an hour show at DreamHack doing my doing live cartoon drawings. It was a lot of fun. It was you know, there wasn't that many people there, but it was an awesome experience. And in that same week, I also had won was one of the top 3 winners for Respawn Recruits. So if you know what that is, Respawn's a chair company, and they do this big like invitational every year where it's like 100 creators, and you have to like, it's like video challenges, like you have to make videos and do that, and I was one of the winners, and you know, I put a lot of work in those videos, so it was like huge, right? But now I'm like, now we're in April of 2026, and I'm like maybe down on myself, you know what I mean? Like I could be doing more and this and that. I think a lot of it's really just the computer issues, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean it definitely becomes disheartening when the function just isn't there. It's not anything you're doing.
The point of bringing all this up, not to like rant about my thing, is you know, you gotta like remember a lot of those wins that you do get, and how like crucial those building blocks are, because it's like success doesn't really happen overnight. You know what I mean?
Hell no. You're very lucky if it does.
You know, it just doesn't, and it's a grind, and it's a long journey, and like I think most creators, like when they do finally like quote unquote make it, you know, it's they maybe forget like that journey, you know, they forget those long nights editing a video and all that, you know.
Comes back out to play. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
You want to know
like
about the name
kind of chip on the shoulder
and Chef Buggrub and all of that?
Yes.
All right, so I used to, back in 2020, I used to make like political cartoons called Chef Buggrub, and it was this character, Chef Buggrub, and he was the kind of the guy, he was like, he wasn't really like a left-leaning or like right-leaning guy, but like always kind of like in the middle with it.
Just being critical of what it
just
is.
being critical and just kind of memeing, you know, just, I got an iPad, so I was like, I want to start drawing again, and I was like, oh, this is super easy to make digital art. and
Yep.
so I was doing that, and eventually I stopped. Golden Boy Brian, God rest his soul, he's the man that's in the bottom of the hot tub. He was the one who was running the stream when the stream started, and I was a like side character that would come on every once in a while through like a PNG tuber, and then eventually you know, at some point the fucking comic book the account got deleted. I was done doing it. Then at some point, you know, Brian he got tired of like being just like another face in the sea of face streamers and not really doing anything super unique, and so I took over the show, and now he's dead in the hot tub and he's never coming back. And so that was that. The name Chef Buggrub comes from like the Klaus Schwab idea of like you'll eat the bugs and you'll be happy. Buggrub is the last name.
Okay, that is amazing.
Originally I was a chef. I originally used to be a chef, Chef Buggrub. But now the lore has been retconned. My name is Jefferson. Chef is short for Jefferson.
Okay, so it's short.
Yeah. So
Jefferson Buggrub.
Yeah, Jefferson Davis Buggrub III, from a long lineage of Chef Buggrubs dating back to the year 1875, where my great grandfather was a remove all the hair off your horse salesman, who eventually became the governor.
Dude, this is what I'm talking about, dude. Like, there's going back to what I said before, there is something special about what you're doing, and the reason is the depth that you have for what you're doing.
I appreciate it,
I
man.
think that is really going to work out for you in the long run. I see a lot of the same depth in what I'm trying to do, and you don't see that very often. Like we were discussing before, a lot of the people that complain about maybe not being successful or growing the way they are is you just mentioned it doesn't happen overnight, and that's what everybody's expecting, because that's what's portrayed on the internet, when they don't realize that it's either A, you get in with the right group of people, or B, you have something that fucking unique that kind of actually stands out above the rest. Still takes time to grow, but it just takes a minute for the rest of the world to understand and to realize, see what you're up to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
man.
I think you have it. I think I have it, and I know a few other people that are.
I really like your idea of what you do. I really need to check that out. Definitely send me a link to that.
The
that
next
first
episode for season 2 is at the end of the month on my birthday. So
that's awesome.
If you pop on over, you'll see the outside. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll come take a trip. I'll come do a little camping trip with you.
Listen, if you want it, I'm always down for bringing. And the funny thing is, like I mentioned with this thing allows me to take that portable studio on the road, right? Yeah. Me and my wife just went to PAX and we tested that theory out. So with the Starlink Mini, everything that I see online is like, oh, after 60 miles an hour, like if you're on the highway, it gets all shitty and stuff. Bro, I beat the shit out of this thing, and I'm not going to say how fast I was going, but it was faster than 60 miles an hour for long periods of time, and it blew through the stream. If you go back on my content, you'll see one that's like on our way to PAX and then on our way home from PAX. It was the entire 5-hour drive there and back. Not a single drop, not a single fucking flicker, unless we were in the tunnel in Boston, but that's obvious, right?
Yeah.
So with that, my dream for Midnight in the Mountains, like the next phases and the next stages of that, after being out in my own woods, because last year in the early episodes, I was invited to go to a farm down in like North Carolina. Another person, hey, if you're ever in my state, you know, we have some of this shit going on here. I'd love for you to do a show there. You know what I mean? Get my firsthand experience live. So I'm always down for bringing on live guests. And that's something I want to bolster a lot more. And something that I've brought up maybe twice on my stream. And for those who wonder if Rumble still does look at the small guy, they do. But what unique aspect are you bringing to the platform for them to want to support it, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, my idea must have that juice that they're looking for, because I again, only been on the platform for a year and a half. a lot of smaller creators think that they may not care enough to support you directly, but I'm in talks at this point and about to set up to go down to Florida and utilize the Rumble's Creator House to do an episode of Midnight in the Mountains.
That's
So
awesome.
like, it's just, and I have a hard time being even happy about that, because if I'm too vocal about it, I'm gonna lose half the people that have been supporting me
Yeah.
for the last year and a half, because I'm sucking the dick of Rumble, and that's why I
Yeah,
don't
it's true.
even
It's
like
true.
to
He
have
is,
an
guys.
opinion
He
on
is.
any
He
of
is.
this
I
shit.
saw it. I
You
saw
know
the
what I mean?
penis enter his mouth. It's true.
And the glory hole and everything else. You know what I mean?
What do you think
But
that
at the same
what do you
time,
think that
sucks,
logo
bro.
actually is? You know?
Yeah. That's so true, though. It's so true. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, I don't know exactly when. It's supposed to be during season
It's a
2
floating
sometime,
head.
but hopefully we get down there. I'm gonna in that episode. I am gonna have my first live guest. I should say I already had that. Dan came on, a good friend of mine that's local, but I should say my first stranger guest is gonna be on while I'm down there as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How are you? How are you doing right now on time? You doing good? You have to go or anything? Or?
Decent. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to get the kids to bed here in a little bit.
Okay. All right. You know what I would like to do? We don't have to do it tonight, but I actually would love to have you come on the actual Chef Buggrub show, and maybe we do a Rumble Premium or something, because I've been trying to figure out what to do for Rumble Premium streams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just so hard for me to figure. I was doing behind the scenes stuff, but that's kind of it's kind of boring, because it's just me
There's a
editing
few people
videos.
that like that type of shit. You're not wrong.
But I think it would be cool to maybe have you come back and we really dive deep into conspiracy theories and stuff, and
I would love to,
you know
dude.
what I mean,
I would love
the
to.
Buggrub After Dark kind
We'll
of thing.
pick a topic and just shoot at it, man.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. This is a question that I like to ask everybody. You know, you got the 18 to 25-year-old kid comes up to you, wants to be a live streamer. What would be the number one thing that you would tell them in terms of advice?
Start. Literally, just start. That was the biggest thing that held me back for the last, 5 years, I would say. Because again, I did try on Twitch many a moon ago, and I just had a bad taste in my mouth about it at that point, and I didn't have the thought to continue, right? So perseverance, patience, and to just get off your ass and start. It doesn't matter. Listen, I started on Rumble with nothing. I had a really shitty laptop, right? I had a really shitty fucking webcam. I had nothing to do this with, but I just decided one day. I turned to my wife. I'm like, I am going to take the biggest shot in the dark ever. I am not going to stop for at least a year. After a year, then we'll revisit this conversation and see if this is worth it or not. But you have to just start. Have the confidence in yourself. If you're thinking about it, if you're thinking about an idea, if you're thinking, hey, you know what, maybe I want to be a streamer and this is what I want to do, fucking do it. Because the biggest thing that's holding you back is yourself. And the moment you get past that hurdle, just wait until you have the feeling of everything becoming much easier after you get past that first one. It's having the audacity to actually do something with your life that you want to do. Just start it. Just get to it. Do it.
Yeah.
OBS is free. You could fucking throw basically anything together to get your face, whether you want your face up there or not. Whatever idea you have, just get it up on the internet and see what happens. Because again, prime example with me, I had no idea that I was going to grow the way I am or doing as well as I am on this platform or any other platform for that matter. But lo and fucking behold, after a few months of being on Rumble and talking to people and talking up the show, right? Because I didn't start with Midnight in the Mountains. I started with doing the coffee and just hanging out, right?
Yeah.
And playing a couple video games here and there. But as I was playing those video games and as I was doing the morning coffee and going over the news and the politics, I kept dropping hints. I kept visiting other streams and getting the other streamers' opinions on bringing Art Bell's Coast to Coast back. And everybody had that interest. They're like, you know what? That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. And I fucking started it. I just started it and it took off. I think the one thing that ended up solidifying my place here on the Midnight in the Mountains show end was my very first episode, and this is testament to the risk that you have to take of just starting, right? I had all of my decent equipment for the first time. Like, I had the one camera that I finally got, and it was a cheap one from Amazon. You can get them for like 99 bucks, but it had an IR camera, the filter that I was looking for, right? And it gives you that Blair Witch feeling. So I set a date. I was like, April 25th, no matter what the fuck is going on, this stream is happening. I start checking the weather. I check the weather that day. It is going to be pouring fucking rain out. I don't have a tent. I don't have jack shit with me, dude, besides a little red wagon with a tarp that's covering about $4,000 or $5,000 worth of shit, mainly in just my laptop, right? I take all this shit out there. The moment I get everything set up, starts to drizzle. And I'm like, I'm going to blow my brains out. All my shit's gone. I'm going to lose everything. But at least I know in myself that I gave it that shot. I started. I took thumbtacks. I put up the tarp. It's pouring rain. The very first episode of Midnight in the Mountains is me soaking fucking wet, praying to God I'm not about to lose my stream forever. You know what I mean? Like, literally, it was that critical of a moment. But people seen that. They see me laughing and enjoying the stories. They see me cracking up about the fear of losing all of my equipment after the first episode. And I think that's why people started vibing with me so quickly.
That's amazing, man. That's awesome. No, it's really good advice. That's really good advice. That's advice I would give too, honestly. We're gonna take some. I like to take some questions from chat.
Love it.
If anybody has any questions for me or Midnight in the Mountains, please drop them in the chat. Something that I'm actually this is a little bit like a housekeeping thing, but something I'm working on, guys, is you guys will be able to call into the show and you'll be able to talk to me and the guests. I'm working on getting that going, so you guys will be able to call in like we do for the regular show, and you can talk to the guests and things like that. And that'll get
two easiest ways I figured out that is give the Discord option, and for the boomers use Google Voice, man.
I have a voice I have a voice number, and people call in all the time and troll me, and I am also guys, I do want to announce that the Chef Buggrub show is going to be hosting the Jefferson Buggrub call-in challenge. The details, I'm working on the details for that, but pretty much what it's going to be is it's going to be a community event that I'm going to try to host every month, where the people will call in, they'll mess with me or do something serious, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, but your job is to come up with something good, call in, and then post it on social media. The company or the person who has the highest viewed video at the end of the month is gonna win a prize, and it'll be a good prize. The first one we're gonna give away is a Elgato Game Capture Neo that I have on my desk right here in the box.
I can actually use one of those. I might have to go in.
You're gonna have to call in. You have to call in, man.
Yeah, I swear to God.
All you gotta do is call in and post a video, dude. It's
easy peasy.
That's my.
I like doing simple ass giveaways. No comments, no fucking a million likes. Just go, dude. Mine is go follow my fucking channel. I'll give you something. You know what I mean?
I don't think this is like I don't think this is like a top secret idea that I have here, so I don't mind talking about it. But my idea is like, I know like clips are like big right now. You know what I mean? Like people clipping streams and posting them. So like this is like the idea is to like, it mobilizes the community to post Chef Buggrub content outside of me just posting it, and like gives more. I mean,
that's how the big streamers work, bro. That's what they depend on.
Dude, how many Rumble hats do you have right there?
That's why I'm giving them all away, bro. That's why I'm giving them all away. When I went to PAX, dude, Mike was like, "Yo, I'm not taking this shit on the plane with me." So I was like, "For real though, I'm gonna take all those." You want to hear
my Rumble diss? So I met some of the Rumble creators at DreamHack last year, and
you might have seen me walking around, but
I actually interviewed Pudge. There's a video on my there's a video on my
I literally work with him at Pickaxe.
Yeah, there's a video on my Rumble page. You can go watch it. Chef Buggrub live at DreamHack.
I'm gonna watch it.
I don't know if you saw me. I was the guy in the red, white, and blue suit.
Okay, I do remember
Yeah.
you. Yep.
So that was me. I was walking around, but the last day I was over by the kick booth and I saw the Rumble hat on the desk, and I was like live streaming. I was like, "What is
That was
this?"
planted there.
I was like, "What
Yep.
is this? What is this doing here?" And I just flipped it upside down.
And here you are, motherfucker. Here you
Hey,
are.
listen, in theory, I've had my Rumble account longer than I've had my Kick account. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
My
Do you have a Rumble hat yet?
I don't have a Rumble hat actually. No, I have
We-
two
we
Kick
might
hats,
to
but I
change
don't have
that.
a Rumble
Are you
hat.
going to DreamHack this year?
I'm not going to DreamHack.
Damn. Okay. Well, we might still change that. We'll talk off stream.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely want to get one, and yeah, man. No, I really like. I've never been like a hater on Rumble at all. I never really felt like it was like it was like an option for me, like that was worth it. But you know, as I've been here, I've been enjoying it more. I see the community, I see the people that come through and stuff, and I think there's a lot of great people here, and I enjoy it, you know, and you know, I still multi-stream, you know, I'm on Kick. Kick's my main platform. Most of the people that do watch my show watch me there, and I love Kick. You know, it's given me a lot of opportunities. Twitch is like dead in the water. I never get any viewers there.
Yeah, it really
Nothing.
is, like, that was
YouTube,
the worst.
and then I'm trying to grow the YouTube too. The YouTube's been growing. You know, so it's,
That's another one I might try for, but like I don't know, man. To be honest with you, like the morning coffee one, I know for a fact ain't gonna fly anywhere other than Rumble because like I go off on topics they just do not like people going off on.
Yeah.
But the Midnight in the Mountain stream and that show in particular, I do believe that I will be trying to get that out more everywhere else because that's the one that's going to work, and with all the TOSs, with everything else that goes on, I think that one will play fair. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know if anybody has any. I don't really think anybody has any questions. Kind of a slow night tonight, but that's okay.
No worries. No worries.
That's okay.
I had a blast having the conversation, man.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate it. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and everything, and any big things you got going on coming up? And yeah, dude, lay it on us.
Absolutely. So every single day, for the most part, I maybe have missed maybe 3 or 4 days in the past year, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. If you're somebody that wakes up very early in the morning like me, I haven't set an alarm clock in like 15 years. I wake up like 4 o'clock in the morning on the dot, 5 o'clock. Come join us for coffee, man. The early birds of Rumble, we all wake up together. I take user-submitted content. I'm not a person that's going to yell at you for posting a URL or having a conversation piece to talk about. So between 6 and 8, right before I go off to work, we pull together as much news, political, entertainment content as we can. And we basically bitch about what our reality is and how the earth is not working in our favor. And it's a great place for opinions, man. To be honest with you, the only rule that I have in that chat is keep personal attacks out of it. If you want to come in, if we're talking about Ukraine, for an example, one guy has an opinion on this side and another dude has an opinion on that side and they're fucking going at it, I'm all for that. That's debate. But the moment that someone says you need to go fucking die over that opinion, or you're a piece of shit for that opinion, that's what doesn't fly when it comes to the morning. And like kind of generally in my stream overall, like personal attacks, what is that going to get you? That shows weakness in your own emotional range, right? Just because someone has an opinion. Nonetheless, after that, usually most of the days during the week, I may take 2 days off during the week. In the evenings, me and Lady Midnight get together on our split stream over on Midnight in the Mountains. We play video games and do a hangout. Sometimes I code. Sometimes I'm working on Paul and she's playing Fortnite. Basically just hanging out with fucking everybody on Rumble. And then season 2 of Midnight in the Mountains is going to be premiering April 25th. I have one of Georgia's finest detectives who works firsthand in child abuse and child trafficking cases coming onto the stream to talk and walk us down that rabbit hole of what that reality really looks like and why each of us as human individuals should be doing more to protect the children and be doing more to find and wondering what happened to the 400,000 kids that go missing a year. We all know the answer to it, but to shed light on it is the important part these days, right? And other than that, that's about it. The biggest things that are going to be coming is going to DreamHack and hanging out with you guys and whoever's going to be showing up there. If you are interested in the Art Bell Coast to Coast like homage show, you can go to my playlist that's on my Rumble channel, and all of season 1 is already there, just in one clickable link. So enjoy the 12 episodes that are up already.
That's awesome, man. Wow. So I want to clarify too that there are no children on this island. Okay, this island has been swept and it is clear of all children. There's nothing here. Okay, this is Grubstein's Island now. This isn't that old one. This is that new school shit. Okay, and we do hot tub interviews. All right.
Hot tub.
All right. We're taking something bad and we're making something good out of it. All right. There may be a dead body decaying at the bottom of the hot tub, but we're in international waters, and that's not your problem. All right?
Exactly. Not your problem.
Not your problem.
What you don't see, you don't talk about, okay?
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, man. Well, I really appreciate you. I hope you have a great evening and a great night. Guys, make sure you guys go follow Midnight in the Mountains. If you're on Rumble, he is the pinned comment. And if you're on the other platforms, definitely go to Rumble and follow him anyway. Very cool dude, family man, good guy, very cool concept show. Really, what more could you possibly ask for? I don't really think you could ask much for anything at that point. But
Appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, no, man. Thank you for coming by. This has been a great conversation, and like I said, we'll definitely chat off stream. Was what?
Who is this? Who keeps creeping up on us behind us?
On the top, above your head?
Right in between us, a little red figure keeps fucking staring at you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nope, wrong way. This way. Sorry, pointing the wrong way.
He
was just there. He disappeared. He keeps coming up and down, and he's scaring the shit out of me.
What is this guy's problem?
Am I not? Okay, so you're not going to talk about the fucking fishy character that's in between us? Never mind. See you guys. Have a good night.
Was it a grub? Oh, you know, that was a grub. That was a grub.
Oh, was it a grub?
It was a grub, yeah. All right, man. I'll see you later. I'm gonna now suffocate you at the bottom of the hot tub. All right. Goodbye.
Thanks, bro. I got kids, but thanks.
Bye bye. See you later.
Bye.
Wow, guys, what a great interview, right? What a great interview, man. What a great interview. This streamer just sniffed lines, beat his girlfriend, and is crashing out right now. Gorilla Drip. I'm good. I don't really want to see that. I don't know why you want to see that either, to be honest with you. Yeah, dude, Kick definitely does need to fix this little bot problem that is going on here. It is an issue. It is an issue. Luckily, we didn't get view botted today. That's a plus. That's a plus. We take those W's. We take those W's. Yeah, guys, make sure you guys go follow Midnight in the Mountain. Very cool dude. I love this idea for this show. I got to check it out, man. I really do. I really do. What up, Tancredo? I appreciate all you guys on Rumble. How many viewers do we got right now? We got 9 viewers. I was gonna say we can maybe do an ad. Maybe get one more person in here. We could do a little ad read. You know what I mean? Yeah, guys. So we're gonna figure out the Chef Buggrub call-in challenge. That's gonna be great for anybody that wants to win an Elgato capture card. That's gonna be an awesome thing. I'm gonna be ordering the CPU soon. As soon as I get my payment that I need, and hopefully replacing the computer parts. Yeah, Daniel, I gotta keep it like that. It's just to keep the thing. We could do the ad. Oh shit, we could do the ad read. All right, let's teleport to the room. Let's teleport to the room. I'm still in my bikini. It's okay. That's okay. All right, see, look, I got this nice little ad read thing going on, dude. I got this. All right, hold on. Let me. They're gonna be like, why is there hot tub sounds in my ad read? And I'm gonna lose all my money, and they're not gonna take it. They're gonna say, you can't have the money. You're fucking up the flow, Buggrub. You're fucking up the flow, Jefferson. Hold on, is this gonna load for me? Let me see here. Which one should we do? 1775 coffee, Rumble Wallet. Let's see. Do we do Rumble Wallet 1 or 2? We'll do this one. We'll do this one. This one, I like this one. We'll do this one. All right. All right, here we go. They can freeze your accounts, shut off your cards, lock you out of your own money overnight. The banks don't protect you. They control you. That's why real financial freedom starts with ownership. Introducing the Rumble Wallet, a non-custodial wallet built for people who refuse to give up control. With Rumble Wallet, you don't just buy digital currency like Bitcoin and Tether Gold or Tether. You can own Tether Gold, real gold that's on the blockchain. Through Tether Gold, you get direct ownership of physical gold bars, each one fully allocated and verifiable by serial number, purity, and weight. This isn't a paper gold. This isn't an IOU. This is real gold without the bank vault storage fees or gatekeepers. You can buy, sell, or move it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Oh! Even when traditional gold markets are closed. And if you want, Tether Gold can be redeemed for physical gold. That's power, baby. And when you support creators on Rumble, you can tip them directly using the Rumble Wallet, peer-to-peer, and outside the banking system. No permissions, no middlemen, no cancel button. This wallet is yours forever. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Thank you so much for that, host, Midnight in the Mountains. I really do appreciate that. We can keep the stream going a little bit more. I usually like end it after the hot tub thing, but I don't really know what we're gonna do. I didn't really think about that, dude. I guess we'll open up the phones, guys. Welcome to the Chef Buggrub Show, the most interactive live cartoon show on the internet, here to bring you dread, joy, and everything in between. Look at how everything's breaking. You see that? This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm dealing with, bro. This is what I deal with, dude. Everything, nothing working, everything breaking all the time, everything everywhere all of the time. It's my life is a disaster. My life is falling apart, dude. I may have a private island, but what I have in my heart is just a broken studio full of sadness and cans all over the place, man. You guys can call in the Chef Buggrub Show. The line is open, 801-987-0857. You guys can answer the question of the day, dude. What is the question of the day? The question of the day today is... Question of the day. Hold on, this fucking song is messing up. Turn off the song, Mousy. The question of the day is, what is your favorite conspiracy theory? Kind of keeping in line with the interview that we just had. I thought it was a really great interview, man. Here's what I'm actually gonna do. We're gonna end the Twitch stream. So goodbye, Twitch. See you later. We're gonna end the YouTube stream. Goodbye, YouTube.